Welcome back to the show. In the face of strong opposition to the Kerry Lugar bill, the Pakistani government has been put on the defensive. I am now joined by Pakistan's ambassador to the US, Hussain Haqqani. Welcome to the show, Mr. Haqqani.
Pleasure being here, Amber.
My first question to you is, the opposition is saying that the conditions in the bill infringe upon Pakistan's sovereignty and that the money is peanuts. What's your response?
First of all, I think $1.5 billion is not peanuts, and if it is peanuts in economic aid, it's the highest level of economic aid from the United States for Pakistan.
But countries like Egypt and Israel get more money.
That's not the point. The point is, what did Pakistan get in the past, and what is Pakistan going to get now? And in any case, if it's peanuts, our parliament is sovereign. It can turn it down and say, thank you very much, we don't need it. Secondly, there are no conditions on Pakistan. The conditions are on the US government that if it wants to give military assistance to Pakistan, then it should certify to Congress A, B, and C. That is not a condition on Pakistan. How does it infringe on Pakistan's sovereignty?
But if Pakistan wants military assistance, it will have to look at conditions that seem to micromanage affairs, internal affairs of the country.
They do not. It's an American decision. When Pakistanis bandy about the word sovereignty with the frequency that our TV anchors these days do, my request to them would be they should also respect the sovereignty of other countries.
But Mr. Haqqani, what place does nuclear proliferation have in this particular act? The alleged mastermind has been put under house arrest. The network has been dismantled. What's the fuss about?
That is a question that you should rightly put to the members of Congress. And by the way, the Pakistani embassy and Pakistan's lobbyists and all of us tried very hard. First of all, they actually said Dr. A.Q. Khan will be made available to the U.S. investigators. We fought it very hard.
How does the bill change U.S.-Pakistan relationship?
It addresses the major Pakistani concern over the last many years. What have the Pakistanis always said about the United States? We've said the United States is a fair-weather friend that leaves us in the lurch every now and then. Here, the American Congress is appreciating Pakistan's efforts, saying Pakistan's return to democracy is a great thing, says that Pakistan is a long-term partner, and says we will assist them for the next 5 years definitely, and would like to do it even for the subsequent 5 years, going all the way up to 2019. So Pakistanis do not feel that they will be deserted halfway.
But
then at the same time, it sets what are benchmarks for American policy. What is important to America in Pakistan?
But Pakistan has to prove itself for these benchmarks.
For military assistance,
right,
but none for the economic assistance. So $1.5 billion in economic assistance have no benchmarks.
But don't you think that there is also a question of trust? The U.S. apparently does not.
And why should anybody trust without
Pakistan.
verification?
That's right.
Why should anybody? We shouldn't trust the United States without verification. As a patriotic Pakistani, I would be averse to Pakistan making any commitment to the United States which does not allow us to continually verify American intentions towards us. Absolutely. We should have that attitude. We should never let the Americans make decisions about us that we cannot verify. But at the same time, if the Americans want to do it with us in their own Congress, we start kicking up a fuss. A strategic partnership means we should be able to tell them we will not be able to do A, B, and C. We tell them that your drone attacks are something that upsets us, and we have repeatedly done that.
But we failed to stop them. But we have failed to stop the drone attacks. There's a strong belief that there's a tacit understanding between the U.S. and the Pakistani government.
Which I would request you to do a special show and tell people that the United States' military spending equals the military spending of the entire world put together. People in Pakistan do not know the power disequilibrium. They do not know that our entire Air Force comprises fewer planes than are stationed on one aircraft carrier off Doha. And so as a result, people...
Therefore, we require more security-related assistance. Therefore, we will be beholden to the conditions.
And we will get it by reassuring the United States that our security objectives and their security objectives are not so diametrically opposed that the United States should look upon us with suspicion. But it will take time to overcome the suspicions of the past on both sides.
Moving on to the Friends of Democratic Pakistan, a trust fund has been established, which is going to be managed by the World Bank, whereas President Zardari was opposed to such an idea. What happened?
Well, I don't think that President Zardari was opposed to the idea of a trust fund. I think that basically it was the question of the scope of the trust fund. And now the arrangement with the World Bank will be one that guarantees Pakistan's sovereignty. It's interesting that most people use the word sovereignty when it comes to bilateral relations, but do not recognize it when it comes to multilateral relations. So in that sense, the World Bank, of course, will manage it, but Pakistan will make sovereign decisions on projects, etc., inside Pakistan. And so the mechanisms of the trust fund have been worked out to address any concerns some people
now that the trust fund has been established, are we going to be getting more of the pledges?
I think that we will get all of the pledges with the trust fund established, because certain countries did not want to give money except through the trust fund.
Thank you so much for talking to us, Mr. Haqqani. At this critical juncture, Pakistan needs all the help that it can get. But the country's history has put it on the back foot. Can Pakistan achieve a balance between economic necessity and preserving its strategic interests? That's all the time we have for this week on Eye of the Storm. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, do write into us at thestorm@dawnnews.tv. I'm Amba Shamsi. See you next week.